Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, another Marvel Legends action figure review. And today we're going to take a look at the Deadpool Wave Sasquatch BAF Cable figure. This is the figure I wanted most from this wave, especially after I've seen Deadpool 2. I really wanted this character in a figure form. And it's like I said, my most wanted figure from the wave. It's a pretty solid wave in general, but I'm not too attached with most characters. I got the 90s Deadpool, which I have a review up for, and this was the main one I wanted to get. So we'll take a look at him in the packaging first, and then we'll get him cracked open. I got this guy on Amazon. He was actually, I got lucky, and he was marked for retail price for a little bit now. I checked today, and he wasn't. He went back up to the stupid prices that Amazon wants for him now, at least on the Canadian one. But I did get him, when I got him, I did get him for retail, which is pretty awesome. And here's in the packaging, got the Marvel's Sasquatch Build-A-Figure, got the Deadpool logo on the top. Legend Series, Deadpool, Cable. One unfortunate thing about ordering from Amazon is they sent it in just one of those little letter envelope thingies, so if I was an inbox collector, I'd be a bit more annoyed because they bashed up the ends. But I'm going to crack them open anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. But there's quite a bit of weight to this figure. There's a lot of plastic in there. Pretty cool image of Cable on the side there. Image of Cable. Really brief bio, which is a powerful mercenary. Cable uses telekinetic abilities and combat expertise to get the job done. And then you got the BAF and the rest of the figures in the wave. All these figures, except for Deadpool, comes with a BAF piece. So yeah, that's pretty much it. On the sides, it's just the same Cable image. So I'm going to get them cracked open. We'll take a closer look at the figure. Alright, so now I have Cable out of the packaging, and this is a really, really cool figure. I like it a lot. Probably a contender for best of 2018, if I'm being honest. There's a lot to like about this guy, and I've only been fooling around with him for a few minutes. First off, he does come with the BAF piece. It comes with the left leg of the Sasquatch BAF, so taking just a quick look. It's got some really nice sculpting detail and paint going on. I'm not going to build this BAF. I don't plan to get the whole wave, but even though it is a really solid looking wave. But yeah, that's pretty good, so there's that. And now, on to the actual figure. Like I said, I really like this guy. One of the things I absolutely love is the head sculpt. Head sculpt is fantastic. I absolutely love how this looks. He's got I really like the expression they got going on him. It's a much more stern, angrier sort of look, which I think is really cool. He's seen some war. And the paint around the teeth looks really nice. I love the sculpt of the face in general. Obviously, one of the coolest things is they have this effect piece glued onto this eye for simulate his telekinetic abilities, which is really cool. They got the, I guess, this communicator thing on his ear here, which looks really good. The eyebrows are painted a darker gray, and the hair is more of a white, and I really like the sculpt of the hair. The hair is sculpted really nicely. There are a couple spots where it's raised a bit from the head, which kind of sucks, but it's not really too bad. And I also really like the white eye with the scars. That looks really good as well. The rest of the figure uses just kit bashed for the most part. I believe the torso is Hyperion. In the legs I don't know if it's the whole legs. I think it's the whole legs. The whole legs are from the Nuke figure. But I think that works fine. He's a bigger guy, and those are both bigger characters. So yeah. He's got this neck thing here. It's just a separate piece. You pop the head off, you can take this off. It's got the X logo there, which is cool. It's got some red, and the sculpt I think is nice. It doesn't move around too much. So it's not too annoying. If you move the head back, it will pop it up. But if you're trying to get poses or photos of them looking up, it still works. It just looks a little weird from the front. Like I said, you can take that off. You can also take off this whole shoulder gear, which I will show off later, but this is the big shoulder pads and then gear and whatnot, which is really cool. You can take this off, which I will show. But you got like the big padding and the straps. You got these ammo shells on the shoulder here, and then you got the ammo pouches with the really nice black wash applied, which is really great. You got the belt buckle there, and you got all these pouches, brown pouches with some great wash applied to it. Got a loop here which can store one of his guns, which I'll show later. got the holes from the Hyperion body. You got a peg there, which is used again for weapon storage, which is really cool, and I will show later. But to take this off, you can unplug it from the back, and it just comes off like that. So you can take it off real easy, not a problem. And you can put that on other figures if you wanted to, so that leaves you some different options. And then I guess just to get the full look, you can pop the head off, take off the neck thing, pop the head back on, and there you got Cable without his gear on. So that's kind of cool. Because of the neck thing and the shoulder gear, his head does look like it sits just a slightly high on the neck. But it's not too bad. Though the head, I could say, also looks just ever so slightly a little big in proportion to everything else, again, because of that gear. But I'm not going to display him like this, so it doesn't really matter. Torso itself's really plain. It's just a blue shirt painted on. You got this arm here. The musculature looks good. He's got the glove and the trigger finger. On here, he's got the metal arm, which looks really good. It's got the line sculpted there, and the silver is nice. I do wish I had like a black wash applied, but it still looked good. And again, you got the glove, and this hand is sculpted in an open pose, which is good and bad. It's good in the sense I really do like the open pose. You can use it for a supporting hand for his larger weapon, or you can use it as a telekinetic gesturing hand. They're just a gesturing hand in general. But it would have been nice to get an alternate, interchangeable, another trigger finger hand, so you could have him dual wielding his weapons. I think that would have been really cool. But that's a small gripe. And he's got like a belt sculpted on there on the pants. The pants themselves look good. You got these pouches sculpted on there. And then the boots look really good as well. Peg holes on the feet. And overall looks really good. Now I'm quickly just going to get him back into his gear here. In terms of articulation for Cable here, it's not too bad. He's got pretty much your standard Marvel Legends articulation. It's not like super crazy, but you can still get some pretty good amount of poses. Got a ball joint in the head. You can get a little bit of pivot up and down, and you got a hinge there, so you get a lot of up movement and a decent amount of down movement. He has ball hinges at the shoulders, which move okay. They're a little bit tight to get moving, but you can get them about 90 degrees if you work them. I'd just be careful with that. Soles at the biceps. I guess one thing too is you can't get his arms completely straight to his hips, which is unfortunate, but it's not too bad. Double hinges in the elbows, which move a decent amount. And hinges at the wrist. This wrist has the up and down like that, which is pretty much essential for the weapons he comes with. And then this one goes in and out like that. His nab crunch, swivel at the waist, ball hinge in the hips, moves okay out and pretty well forward. And a little bit back. A swivel at the thigh, double hinges at the knees, which don't move in as nicely as I like them, or as much as I'd like them to, but it's still not too bad. And you got swivel cut at the boots, and hinges at the ankles, and rocker joints. So you get a good amount of articulation. You're probably going to get most of the poses you're going to want to get out of the Cable, so that is pretty good. And in terms of accessories, this guy comes with a decent amount of accessories, which is great. And if you're familiar with the character at all, you know he carries a lot of weapons. So yeah, he comes with a lot of guns. So first off, he comes with this smaller gun. And from what I've been told, at least 2 of these guns are actually modeled off of Nerf guns. For some people that might bother them. It actually doesn't really bother me too much for this character, because this character uses more futuristic looking weapons, so I think it works. And I think this small gun looks really good. I really like the metallic plastic they used for all these figures. I think it looks really good. They didn't give them stupid cartoony colors, so I'm glad for that. Sculpt on this one, is really good. It's a double-barreled pistol. Looks cool. You can hold all the weapons well. They just go right into the right hand here, and you got the trigger finger. So yeah, you can hold that. Looks pretty good. I'm not going out of my way to get a good pose, but there you go. You can store this on his belt here. He's got the loop there. This is meant for this gun, so you can just slide that right in there, and that can go right on his hip, so that is pretty cool. I like that. Next up, he comes with this medium-sized gun, which I really like this one a lot. I like the grip on it. It's like this like mini gun, if you can, mini Gatling gun. It's got all the barrels, and that would rotate. I think that looks really cool. And again, holds it well. I got no problems there. Looks pretty good. Unfortunately, there's no real storage for this gun on this person, which is unfortunate. But what can you do? I guess you can get this hand to sort of hold the weapons, but it looks kind of weird. And then lastly, it comes with this big honking gun, which is hollow. It's hollow, so it's really light. Though it looks like it'd be a big chunk of plastic, it's light, so which is really good, especially for storing it on the figure, so it not gonna weigh him down at all. It's pretty big, not too much going on, but you do have some sculpted scuffs on it, which I think is pretty cool. Make it look a little worn. I got the hole for the peg, which I'll show off in a minute. I guess my only biggest gripe with this stock is huge, so it's a little hard to get a good looking pose with this weapon. You can kind of have them, holding it. Like, it's a weapon that you actually have to fool around with to get them to hold, but you can kind of get this hand over to do a supporting hand sort of thing. You can get some stuff going, but it's kind of hard to get an actual aiming pose with this one. One neat thing though is it does actually have a hollow hole on the end, and you can take like one of the Iron Man repulsor blast effects. You can plug it in there, and you can have it look like the gun is firing. So that's really cool. The effect is not included, but it is really cool you can do that. So if you have one of these extra effects, you can put it on your cable's big gun, which is really cool. And like I said, you can take that off, and you can plug that right on the back there. Holds on really well, it's not going to fall off. And he stands up just fine with it on there, because it's hollow, it's pretty light, so it's not going to make him top heavy or back heavy at all, which is really, really cool, and I think it looks pretty good. Now I'll do some comparisons real quick. I guess first off with a bigger figure, I just picked up this figure recently, but I decided not to review it. It's the Colossus figure. Just very quickly, really good figure. It has some QC issues paint-wise, but aside from that, I really like it. Sorry about the cutout there, but here again, like I said, here he's the Colossus, so that looks decent. Here he is with the Deadpool of this wave, and so I think the scaling is decent. Cable's significantly bigger than Deadpool. I think that makes sense. They look pretty good together as well. And then here he is with the Juggernaut BAF Wave Deadpool from 2016. And I think these guys look really good together. I really like that. And I think actually, if anything, I think these guys actually scale a bit better together. So overall, this is a really, really cool figure. I think it's one of the better Marvel Legends that Hasbro's put out as of their recent waves. He's definitely, I'd say, the hardest figure to get of the wave. I haven't yet to see him in retail stores, and I've only seen him in like a comic shop once, and he was gone really quick. So, and I've barely ever been able to see him for good prices online. So he's going to be a tough one to get, but if you can get your hands on him, I'd highly recommend picking him up. He's a really cool one for sure. Anyways, that's my review of Cable. He's a really good one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.